Welcome to Nabeel Math Academy. This is Dr. Mohammed Nabeel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Cartesian, the coordinate plane, in which we will discuss particularly the Cartesian coordinate plane. So the Cartesian coordinate plane is nothing but the x and y axis, two dimensions. So this is the y axis and this is the x axis. So let us draw some plot, some points. So we will plot a point here p of 1 which is equal 1 comma 2, p of 2 minus 1 comma 2, p of 3 1 comma minus 2, p of 4 it is minus 1 comma minus 2. The first value x value, the first coordinate, the first value indicate the x and the second value indicate the y coordinate. Now just I put it the point x1 comma 2, it will be here. So this is the P1. So this is my P1 1 comma 2. The next point it is minus 1. The x value is taken as the minus 1 and the y value is 2. So this is P of 2 which is minus 1 comma 2. And here 3, P of 3 is x equal 1, y equal minus 2. So this is the P of 3. P3 1 comma minus 2. Then P4 it is both are minus. Both are minus. Minus 1 comma minus 2. If you noted some point here, so you will find it something here, both the value, the x coordinate and the y coordinate, which is more than 0. Both are positive. Now let us check with this one. Here the x value is less than 0, whereas the y value is more than 0. Now similarly, the third quadrant, this is the third quadrant in which you will have the x value is also negative, y value is also negative. Now the last quadrant, it is x is positive here, but the value of y is less than 0, is a negative. We call it this one as a first quadrant in which both the x and y is positive. The second quadrant in which the x is positive, y is negative here. The third quadrant in which we will have both are negative. The x and y are less than 0. And the last one, which is a fourth coordinate in which the x value is more than 0, y value is less than 0. Now here we have to sketch the given set. The set indicates the x, the coordinate system, but the value is given here. The x value is more than or equal 0. Which value is more than or equal 0? Therefore, here the x value is more than 0. And here also this one is x value is more than 0 in this case. So if you take this part, therefore the line will be this one, the x and y. This is the x-axis, this is y-axis. So this is a positive part, so you will have the region, this one. So including this line, this is the y-axis, which is means the x equals 0. Therefore, this line is included. This line is included. The y-axis is included because the question is given here as x more than or equal. So more than or equal. If it is not equal given, so this y-axis is not included. But in this problem, it is given as the x is more than equal 0. Therefore, this is the region where you will find it all the value of x will be more than or equal 0. The first and fourth quadrant. Let us go with the next one. The given x and y coordinate and y equal 1. So this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, and we have to give this one as y equal 1. Where is the y equal 1? This is the y equal 1 line. So this is the y equal 1 line. So you have to draw only the line. So this is the y equal 1. Then the last third one, we will have a x comma y is a coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate in which the y, the before it was y, now it is x equal 1. So this is the x axis and y axis we have, and x equal 1 is the vertical line, whereas the y equal 1 is the horizontal line. So this is, we call it as horizontal, and vertical is y equal 1. Therefore this line vertical, so it is x equal 1. So this line is my y, x is equal 1 line, which is the vertical, which is vertical. Now let us go with the next one. It is the range between -1 and +1. So the coordinate system is given by x equal -1 and y equal lies from -1 to +1. So therefore this is the range. You will have y equal 1 and y equal -1 will be here. Y equal -1 will be here. And this is the line in between this one and not include the line. So it is only this part without including the line, because here it is not equal given. If it is equal given, therefore we will include the y equal 1 line and y equal -1 line. Since it is not given equal, therefore these two lines are not included. Now the next one, it is asking find the value of the coordinate in which you will have the x and y must be more than, whereas these two value is more than. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. As we know from the before, the first one, where you find the x is more than 0 and y is more than 0, it is the first quadrant in which you will have both the value will be positive. So it will not include this line. It will not include this line. The x-axis and y-axis is not included because the given question is not equal given. So if it is equal, this line will be included. But here, this line is not included. The x and y line, it is not included here. This line is not included because the question is given is strictly more than 0. If it is equal 0, this line will be included. Now the next one here, so you have the x and y, the Cartesian coordinate. Find the value of this x and y. It is a product of x and y must be more than 0. Where you find the x is y more than 0? The first one, this is obvious. So you will have this part will be what? The more than 0. It will not include the x and y axis because it is not equal to 0. It is strictly greater than. So therefore, this line is not included. So this is, you will have what? The x and y is x 0, y is 0. If you take a product, which is also 0. And there is one more case where we will have this part. In this one, you will have what? X is less than 0, y is less than 0. If you take a product, it becomes more than 0. The negative of negative, it becomes plus. Suppose if you have a here -1, -2. If you take a product -1 into -2, the answer will become plus. If you get -1 into -2 as a product, so their value will be given by 2, which is more than 0. Therefore, this is a line also included where you will get x and y will be more than 0 here. X and y will be more than 0. So these two, the quadrant 1 and quadrant 3 will be the value for more than product. Product is more than 0. And this line is not included. It is not equal given. Now the last one here is the sketch, the graph of this, the coordinate x comma y, where the x value is ranging from -3 to +3 and y ranges from -1 to +1. Let us go with the first one, the x axis. The x value is -3. It is a -3 here. It will be here. This is -3. The x value equal -3. What about the y value? How the y value is here? So 1, this is 2 and 3. This part is the y equal 3. So I will write it here. This is x equal 3 and x equal -3. I have to go with the y. What is the y value here? -1 comma +1. Therefore, this value will be here here. So this is the y equal 1 line, and this is the y equal minus 1 line, y equal minus 1, and both are equal. Therefore the intersection part, what is the intersection part of these two? So therefore this is the intersection part in which all the four lines of the triangle will be included. So this is including this line, because equal is there. So this is the sketching of the coordinate system. Now let us go with the problem here. How to calculate the distance? Distance is p of x comma y, p of x comma 2. If you have a group points, how will you calculate the distance between the 2 points? It is the y2 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus x1 whole square under the root. And the midpoint is the average. You have to take the average of x and the average of y. Now let us go with the first problem here. The first problem is question asking which of the following point, the P and Q, is closer to the point. So this is the application problem of the midpoint and the distance we are solving here. Now there is a 2 points are given, P and Q. So which is here, P is 1 comma minus 2 and Q is 8 comma 9. I want to show which is the A is 5 comma 3. I have to find which point is nearest to A. So how will you find this one? I will fix the A. I will calculate the distance from here to here and distance from here to here. Which one is less, that is closer to A. Let us start with the first problem. I will calculate the D of A comma P. If I take it the A comma P, therefore you will get what? I will take this one and this one, the A. So this is the x1 comma x2, y1 comma y2. So what is the rule here? Square root of x2 minus x1, 5 minus 1, which is equal 5 minus 1 whole square, plus y2, 3 minus of minus, it become plus 3 plus 2 whole square. So which in turn implies, which is equal 4 square, 5 square, which is equal 16 plus 25, which is equal root 41. So this is the distance between A and P. Now let us go with the next one. I have to calculate the distance between P and A. So distance between A comma Q. So I will take the same A with Q. So let us start with, this is x1, this is y1, and again you will get what? This is x2, y2. What happened here? Square root of x2, y2 minus y1. We have taken this one x2 minus x1. x2 is 5 minus 3, which is equal 5 minus 3 whole square, plus this is 3 minus 9. 3 minus 9 whole square, which in turn implies here minus 3 whole square plus minus 6 whole square. So which in gives the value 9 plus 36, which is equal root 45. So if you see this one, the P value, the distance between P is very less compared to Q. So therefore the P is the nearest value of A. So I will write it this one, D of, D of A comma P is less than D of A comma Q. So P is closer to the point, A, A, to the point A. So we have to conclude by using the distance formula. Now the next question is the application of the midpoint problem. So show that the quadrilateral, this is the quadrilateral with the vertices P, Q, R, S is parallelogram. How will you prove this one? By proving that the diagonal bisect each other. The diagonal bisect each other. What do you mean by bisect? This is the diagonal points, the S and Q. it will bisect at the same point, the midpoint. So how will you calculate the midpoint of these 2 points? So using the formula. Let us start with the first problem. The first one, I will go with the first PQ. Let us start with PQ. So the P and R. So midpoint of P and R. What is the midpoint? Midpoint of PR. So P value is what? Take the average. What is the rule? It is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. If you take the first one, what is this one? This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So first one, it is 1 plus 5 over 2, comma, y coordinate 2 plus 9 over 2. So if you simplify, you will get 6 over 2, comma, 11 over 2. If you simplify further, you will get 3, comma, 11 over 2. So you will get the midpoint is 3, comma, 11 over 2. You will get the same midpoint in order to prove it is bisect at the same point. Let us take the Q and R. So I will calculate the midpoint of Q and R. What is the midpoint of QR? So what is the QR? So just substitute the value. This is x1, this is y1, and this is x2, y2. You can change it. This is x1, x2, and this is x2, y2. No problem, because you are going to add it here. 4 plus 2 over 2, then 7 plus 4 over 2. So therefore the answer will be 6 over 2, comma 11 over 2, which is equal 3, comma 11 over 2. So you will get the same midpoint. So if the midpoint are same of the two diagonal, therefore these represent a quadrilateral. The vertices are a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral.